Tiffany, welcome back, or welcome if you've never been here before, and welcome to the announcement of the third round of the Novellathon. I am so excited. The Novellathon is a readathon that is the brainchild of Samantha from Books with Samantha, and I am co-hosting along with Avery from Ava's Romance Books and Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings. This is our way to celebrate our love of a novella. This is going to be a week-long extravaganza, and a spooky edition was in order. I am just here to do a short, quick announcement, show you all the templates, give you the prompts, our group book, and then later I will be giving you my TBR and giving you some spooky recommendations as well as cozy, autumnal, all of the things. So let's just get into it. The Novellathon is going to be from the October 16th to the 22nd. Again, this is going to be a week long. We're going to have reading sprints throughout the week as well as a live show. There's also going to be a giveaway where all you're going to have to do is black out your bingo board and fill the Google form out so we know where to send it. The winners will be drawn on October 22nd during the live show. The Google form will be available on October 16th, and I will link that below this announcement video. It'll be available in my highlights on Instagram as well as all the templates that I'm showing you here today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, as I said, it shouldn't be hard to get a blacked out board because I've only created 9 spots. This is going to be a build your own board, and there are a lot of prompts to get into, but I want to start with the group book because that's going to knock out a lot of them. Our group book is going to be Hollow by C.M Nascosta. Okay, this is going to be set in a modern Sleepy Hollow. This is going to have an MMM as well as an MF pairing, which I thought was an interesting way to introduce this in the synopsis. There is mention of a variety of different kinks of the degradation, humiliation, and the voyeuristic variety. She's giving us light gore as well as all of the cozy and autumnal vibes have been promised. I cannot wait to read this. I was excited when this was first announced, but when it was recovered, I mean, look at this cover. I know I've thrown it up. It's stunning. I cannot wait to get into this. I haven't read too far into it because it's on the shorter side, and I'm already going to have a hard time waiting till October 16th to start it. So this is going to be a group book. It definitely has autumnal colors on the cover, which is one of our prompts. So I'm going to refer to my phone and get into those. But I also think like autumnal colors, yes, it could be the yellows and it could be the greens and the oranges and the reds. But I also feel like a spooky vibe is in order. This is really subjective and, you know, it should be fun. So whatever you consider to be autumnal will suffice. Our first prompt is a retelling. So I love a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Any retelling that you can think of is going to work for this prompt. And we also have cozy vibes, okay? And I was not going to get into recommendations in this video, but an example of that, okay, an example of cozy vibes would be Halloween Boo by Sarah Poe. This is cozy because it's a sweet spooky. This is following a heroine that moves into an apartment and she feels as if it is haunted. There is a ghost inhabiting this apartment that is secretly pining for her, yet he's only corporeal on Hallows Eve. And that is how their romance begins. That's all I will say. But this is a slow burn for a novella, and it's incredibly sweet. We have a cinnamon roll paranormal hero, and that is what, you know, that's how I would, you know, etch in cozy vibes. But you could pick anything else. And then a book that I had in mind to read, I mean, let's just get into it. I wasn't going to give you my TBR any Rex, but let's just do it here. I was hoping to read Love Potion, and that is by, and this is an illustrated book, so this is going to be a graphic novel, and that is by Cindy Paul. And this really intrigued me, not only because it's illustrated, but it is a sapphic romance. It has historical vibes from what I hear, and it is about an angsty, like, apothecary owner that has a crush on the princess across the street that comes into her shop for a love potion. So I can't wait to get into that. That sounds cozy to me. It also hits the LGBTQ prompt that we have on here. We also have BIPOC, which A recommendation for that is The Tenant by Katrina Jackson, that also features a ghost where our hero inherits this house from his late aunt. He moves in and realizes that it's a Victorian home. He can't just resell it. He really has to renovate this home, which has been increasingly difficult with his poltergeist situation. And I love how it's in a historically Black neighborhood, how he has to get to know the community, about the property, and about our heroine's story. There is a mystery as to how she was killed, and their romance emerges. I absolutely loved The Tenant by Katrina Jackson. I would definitely recommend that. One that I hope to read is Wet Dream by, let me get the author right because Samantha shot this book my way, okay? Wet Dream by Lexi Esme. The cover. Okay, the cover. This is about a heroine that meets the hero who just so happens to be an incubus in her dreams. They have a steamy time, and also in her personal life, she's trying to get back on the dating market, and they meet in the present during speed dating. She cannot put her finger on why she's so drawn to him, where the connection is. And this is an incubus that really doesn't want to feed in the way that he's been feeding. He wants a real emotional connection, which he feels he has on the speed date. And so he's sort of concealing his identity, aiming for love and to satiate his needs in the emotional way, and all that occurs through that. I can't wait. The cover again is stunning. So that is a BIPOC author that I definitely want to read, a novella that I've been hoping to get into since she brought this on my radar. And let's see, I also would like to read Prior Affair by Christina C. Jones. I saw Caitlin from The Love Librarian reading this, as well as Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life. I know that there is a paranormal edge to this. I don't know much, but the fact that the heroine is in a time of need and the hero steps in and allows her to stay with him. And it is sort of a reunion between them for paranormal reasons. So I cannot wait to get into that. That is on my TBR as well. And moving on with the prompts here, demons, Wet Dream would suffice with that. We have ghosts, we have shifters, we have witches, we have vampires, disability rep, okay, set during autumn, and read with your favorite fall drink. So there are plenty of prompts to plug in for the 9 spots on the bingo board. Again, it shouldn't be hard to get a blackout. I'm just gonna actually go through here. If you're new, I have a ridiculous amount of Amazon lists, and the one that I have for the Novellathon is called Bump in the Night and Late Night Snacks. I'm gonna toggle back and forth and see if I can add any recommendations or TBR books on here, since I just went into it without planning to. Oh, I definitely recommend for LGBTQ Only One Coffin by AJ Truman. This was absolutely hilarious. This is an opposites attract age gap, really, because we're dealing with an ancient crotchety, I mean, he is such a grump Magnus vampire, and he every year stays at this hotel where he could just be alone and wallow and his endless depression. I absolutely love it. And so he rents the same room every single year, except this year the hotel had the audacity to double book that room. And so it's Only One Coffin because Killjoy, who is a new vampire, is staying there. And it is just so sweet because this is a slow burn romance between them. I love how just Magnus, the humor in this, is just his doom and gloom outlook on his endless existence, and how Killjoy, who is a newfound vampire, is all sunshine and excited about his newfound abilities. And so Magnus is able to sort of help him with his new like vampiric powers, and also Killjoy kind of reanimates Magnus's joy a bit. So I absolutely love this. It's incredibly hilarious. I loved the Grumpy Shine pairing. I read this the first Novellathon round and I absolutely adored it. I also recommend His Darkest Craving by Tiffany Roberts. Oh, I loved this. I read this last October because of Avery. And this is following a heroine that is starting over, I believe, due to like domestic violence. She was in an abusive relationship, and so she's staying in a cabin in the woods, and she comes across shadows. shadows that are bound to the land and are drawn to her that possibly could be stalking and protecting, and it is their romance. I absolutely adored it, and it kind of went there with the heavier themes, and it was also like a cinnamon roll hero that was a bit like alpha and possessive and protective. I loved that. Also, Scream With Us or Scream For Us from Molly Doyle. I recommended this. This is set on Halloween at a Halloween party. It gets crazy. Okay, this is reverse harem. It has some gore. It has some horror elements. I absolutely loved it. It goes to a bonkers degree. We're dealing with, you know, a meet cute at a Halloween party that leads to some crazy unaliving theatrics, and I found it incredibly entertaining. In fact, I prefer this one over the Christmas novella. And let's see, is there anything else that I can recommend or I'm hoping to read? Oh, I absolutely, for LGBTQ, recommend Cursed Cocktails by S.L. Rowland. This was so cozy and atmospheric. It's almost a road trip, and I really loved the fact that it is featuring a blood mage who do not live long because of their sacrifice in battle. And we meet the hero and we get to see a snapshot of that and like how the magic works. And he's going on just retirement tour, dealing with chronic pain, and he's traveling to warmer weather because it's said to help blood mages and the chronic pain. And on his way, he's brought this book of cocktails that was written by his father, describing all of the ingredients, where he found them, the neighborhoods and the people that are the arbiters of said ingredients and have created these cocktails. And his goal is to open his own tavern, and this just is centered around his journey to do so. There's a bit of an MM romance, and there's also like just heavier conversations against prejudice. His kind is a blood mage. They hold sort of a celebrity because of the magnitude of what the magic can do and stigma, and so I just thoroughly enjoyed this. It was atmospheric. I wanted to eat. I wanted to drink mocktails. I don't drink alcohol, so this made me like, you know, mixing in the kitchen. I was led to some dim sum. I absolutely loved Cursed Cocktails. I highly suggest that you pick it up, and I hope to read the second within this series, which is called Sword and Thistle. I don't know much about it, but because of Cursed Cocktails, I trust, and I'm willing to go on this journey. So I cannot wait. That drops on September 30th, so it'll be out in plenty of time for the readathon. And of course, I plan on reading Creepy Court, which is going to be an anthology with a bunch of monster romance authors that I adore. The cover, I have to own a physical copy of this. I have been loving this like VHS, like 80s style cover. I am so intrigued. I cannot wait. I really hope to read this and go to, there's like a diner here called Back to the Future Diner, or it's Back to the 80s, but it's Back to the Future themed, and I have to read this. I've got to go check out that diner, okay, and just get like my Marty like McFly on. And then also I want to go to Snappy's Drive-In, which is also like a local smaller business here in Vegas where they give you free popcorn for dressing up as any of the characters of whatever is featured at that theater. So I'm excited to do a few autumnal things while reading this entire TBR. I hope you got some recommendations. I did not plan to take it that far with this announcement video. I am just excited. I hope you can join us from October 16th to the 22nd. There will be a giveaway once again. I will be populating the description box with the link to the Google form to enter. All of the templates will be on my Instagram. We should have announced it at the same time of this going up. There will be a highlight on my IG, so be sure to check there along with the other hosts, and I hope that you can join us. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.